Good morning, Radioland. Good morning, those on YouTube. Good morning, Anthony.
Yeah, morning, Ron.
Yes, it is 7:31
Wow.
a.m.
Yes.
and we are off for a start. I will not
Better late.
describe that as a
Better
start,
late than never.
but we have been having some challenges. Um, Studio works,
Mm.
but we have someone in here who is a professional. You know, we chose to use his skills at the very last minute, and we came through successful though.
Well,
Thank you, Anthony.
but the information came from the super producer,
Yes.
Ebert. We can't forget me.
Super
Now him
producer.
teach me.
All right.
So,
Um. Yes. So we are here. Giving God thanks for life and this wonderful opportunity to once more share with you as the information comes to us. We share, and that's our role. We're experiencing climate change here in the office this morning, but in spite of all that, we give God thanks. And here is really warm. You know. Over warm.
oh.
But to look at this morning at an interesting subject, is really just freedom alive today.
Mm.
Can we say so with confidence, or with assurance that religious freedom is alive? You know, from the very onset, we have Morrison saying good morning. I
Good
don't know if this
morning.
is this is both Morrisons,
Mm.
husband and wife. Sherbian, morning Sherbian.
Morning.
Late this morning. There's a
Yeah.
comment late this morning. I don't know if she's the one who is late or we are the ones who are late.
She's early
Yeah,
in
because she
the
said
chat.
late this
Yeah,
morning.
man. Better late than never.
Good morning, Sonic.
Yeah, morning.
Alright, this is prayer and jump right into it. Yes. Heavenly Father, thank you. Thank you for your love, your grace and your mercy shown toward us. You have given us this opportunity again to share, to minister, to speak with those hearing, watching, listening. May you take full control of this morning's proceedings. Speak through us so that we may be benefited and those listening on, watching may also benefit. We look to you at this time in Jesus' name.
Amen. Amen.
Anthony, the airwaves are buzzing,
Yes,
for some
definitely.
for some time now,
Yes.
all because of some things that are happening. I don't know. There's this incident that took place. I think it was on the 10th of September.
Mm,
The
yeah.
assassination of this individual, Charlie Kirk, and it has everybody, the airwave astir,
Mm,
and everybody is giving his or her input,
mm,
whether for or against this young man. I didn't hear of this young man the first time I heard.
mm-hmm.
Morning, friend from Canada,
Yeah.
Adibola Ajobo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Perfect pronunciation.
so you go.
Yes. Yes. You're a linguist.
Maybe I was a Nigerian at some point.
Welcome. Welcome.
uh, yeah, so everybody is saying their thing. I didn't know
Mm,
about this person until, you know,
what happened? Happened.
yes,
The
his
incident.
assassination.
Mm.
But everybody is talking.
Yeah, but one of the things is that
Hmm.
when I heard the term assassination, because
Yeah,
normally you would ascribe assassination to somebody who is up there in terms of maybe a government figure or
yeah.
some sort of official
Hmm.
in the public arena. So when I heard assassination affixed to is shooting,
Yeah,
I was saying,
I,
but I've never heard about this person.
I'm not
Uh,
shooting that off.
yeah,
Hmm.
so the term, so now that everything is unfolding, I'm understanding now
Yeah.
is reach and influence and so on,
Hmm.
and the type of publicity that is being given to this particular incident. I'm seeing it that it is going to be something like a 9/11 event, in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
sense that we know 9/11 was orchestrated, and so it was done in order to bring to the fore some sort of controlling measures
Mm-hmm.
for the entire world, because we saw immediately in the aftermath of 9/11 that airports, you have to take off your shoes.
Mm-hmm.
We have to go through these scanners and radiation and the after effect, and so the rights and liberties were drastically curtailed.
Yeah.
So I think the reason why we're bringing this to the fore, Jamaicans, and especially those listening on here, might be saying, "Why are these guys talking about this?" Charlie
That's
Kirk
right. Yeah.
character, yeah. We're talking about it because we see that this is going to now create a kind of what you call it now. The laws are going to be changed.
Yes. Yes.
And we are seeing especially laws that governs the internet.
Mm-hmm.
So we are seeing this as, and we are saying it now, as a springboard for them to introduce maybe the digital ID as the gateway of gaining access
Yes.
to
Yes.
social media.
Mm-hmm.
So it is going to affect because of the level of what you call it, publicity
Yeah.
that is being given to the situation. So we are seeing this as they using this now to say that free speech.
And the persons who are speaking out too, they are not any ordinary people.
Right,
You
that's true.
know,
That's true.
they're not the ordinary people. But we're
Hmm.
looking at September. You made reference to 9/11.
Hmm.
This one was on the 10th
Oh
of,
yeah,
so it's 9/10.
man, I tell you,
Yeah, and it's
it's
September.
September again.
United States and
Yeah,
September.
I
Everything is
mean,
happening at the same time.
yeah,
Hmm.
September is a critical time.
Yeah.
I see the general elections in Jamaica.
Hmm. Hmm.
There's a particular, 3rd of September that has
Yeah.
been doing well for 3 terms.
True. Yes.
3 terms.
Yes.
So
Hmm.
September is not just an ordinary month. Um, the ninth, the ninth month,
Hmm.
099 changes. Um, in the esoteric realm,
Yeah. Nine is
numerology,
change.
9 is change. Yeah. The ninth degree change.
Hmm.
And so that is why we are, looking at this, what is happening,
Hmm.
so that you can understand what is afoot. These changes, when we saw 9/11, all the laws were already in place.
Yeah.
So immediately after the event, we saw that those laws went through Congress, very fast, and the Senate approved,
Hmm.
and it was
Hmm.
signed into law quickly. um, in this instance, it is not going to go through that process, because what we're seeing now is President Trump is ruling by executive order, and I
Yes.
think I
Yes.
think
Yes.
some laws are already written.
Hmm.
I think yesterday you and Giovanni spoke about the whole idea that Amazon would have had that book already from the 9th of September,
Everybody is
explaining
just
his
ready.
debt. Yeah,
So
the
could it
debt.
be that we some persons knew that this would have happened?
Some persons, could it be?
Yeah.
There's not a could it be. It's not a could it be.
Because
One of the presidents of the United States tells us that nothing that happened in the public sphere um,
and
comes
by
about by
chance.
chance. It
Yeah.
was it was planned, and especially in
Hmm.
politics, everything that takes place is actually planned.
It's planned. Yeah.
And therefore, if we live by these maxims, then we can understand what is afoot. And like I'm saying to you now, that the society is being corralled or coerced into a digital totalitarian system.
Yeah. Yeah.
And therefore, in order to push this agenda, to have the coercion accepted
Yeah.
readily,
Mhm.
we would move against the fear of individuals, because fear, when you instill fear, you elicit compliance.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that should be trademarked. That's how I go, copywritten.
Just, you mean your statement? It's profound. Eh?
uh, yes, yes.
Good morning, Norma Byfield. Uh, welcome, welcome. Um, yeah. So you mentioned change,
Hmm.
September.
Hmm.
Number of changes taking place, and we realize, well, we should we should take note because any form of change nowadays,
Hmm.
it's gonna come with a degree of speed.
Hmm.
Nothing slow. So expect things to be happening at a fast pace, and we call it now overnight,
Hmm.
in an overnight kind of manner.
Hmm.
We're gonna set the tone somewhat this morning on this subject with just two clips that we find very interesting. Uh, yeah, here we go. Hello, everybody. This is Gerald Salenti, and it's Wednesday, September 17th, 2025. And we have with us again, as I keep saying over and over again, we're going to have more proof right. An article that just came out by Judge Andrew Napolitano will actually be out tomorrow. It's Judge Andrew Napolitano. He talks about things that don't exist anymore. A thing called the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. Our founding fathers fought for our freedom. Nobody fights for freedom anymore. They just let us steal it away from us. Judge, thanks for being here today. You have, you have an article coming out tomorrow. I read this thing. I got to tell you, it's heartbreaking. It's totally heartbreaking. Show me your papers. The right of people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue, but upon probable cause, support by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. Fourth Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. Last week, in an unsigned order issued without an explanation and in direct defiance of the plain language of the Fourth Amendment to the Constitution, the Supreme Court of the United States permitted federal police to stop persons in public and demand to see proof of lawful presence here. And in the absence of proof, to arrest them. America. Well, we've come full circle. We have become the totalitarian nations we fought against when Ronald Reagan called the old Soviet Union an evil empire, and then was peppered with questions, not immediately, but in the days and weeks following. One of the reasons he gave for coming to that conclusion was the police can stop anybody on the streets and demand your papers, and we don't do that here. So this arises in the context of ICE, no surprise, in Los Angeles, going into restaurants and loading docks and warehouses and saying, hey, you with the brown skin, do you speak Spanish? You speak English? The guy answers in Spanish, and they arrest him. And they're doing this in large numbers of people. They're arresting people on the basis of the color of their skin, the sound of their voices, and the location where they are lawfully assembling. And they're being held in confinement until deportation. Well, a couple of these people sued. The federal judge in Los Angeles said, you can't do that because of the Fourth Amendment. The Fourth Amendment requires an arrest warrant based on probable cause of crime, not based on skin color or voice tone, language spoken, or physical location. The federal appellate court upheld that decision,
and then the Supreme Court in its shadow docket, where it simply says yes, no, stop, go, doesn't give reasons.
Wow.
Is
um,
this past or present?
eh?
Is this past or present?
It's also future.
It's
Present continuous.
okay.
Ron, uh, maybe this predates you, but I used to watch a show when I didn't know better.
Yeah,
It's called Allo Allo.
heard of it.
You heard of Allo
It's
Allo?
some comedy.
Yeah, man. The
Heard
guest
of it.
couples and there was this guy who and his he had a bar during the Nazi period,
Mhm.
the resistance. They normally rendezvous at the bar. That's when I learned the term rendezvous.
Okay.
And they were actually in hiding, really, and they were hiding those who were being oppressed.
Mhm.
But one of the big thing about it is that when the Gestapos are Nazi came around,
Mhm.
they normally say, "Show me your papers."
Yeah.
It was all about the papers, and it was comedy. Then we were laughing at the future. We were actually laughing at the future.
Mhm.
Now think
Mhm.
about what the judge just said on the Gerald Celente podcast. He said that the Fourth Amendment in the
Yeah.
United States is now out the window.
Mhm.
There was not a constitutional change
Yeah.
of the United States,
Mhm.
but yet still those rights and privileges that were secured under the Constitution are now out the window. Um, it means that for the bastion of freedom, the United States,
Yeah.
to have descended into a totalitarian, he mentioned that word on this program. We have actually spoken about the Antichrist system,
Yes.
the mark of the beast system, that this is the type of social ideology that would comes with an Antichrist system.
Yeah.
And this is not just unique to our United States, where we're seeing in England where there's massive march because of the removal of freedom of expression, freedom to assemble, freedom of movement. We're seeing it in France, all over the world. Now,
Mhm. Mhm.
in Jamaica and other countries, this is going to be the thing going forward.
Yeah.
You see what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Yeah.
So in big bad America, whenever you do anything against what the Constitution states, they
Mhm.
normally take it to court and
Mhm.
that's how you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you are protected by the
Yeah.
Constitution.
Yeah.
Now you are saying that thing is through the window.
It's through the window.
So do people demonstrate or protest any longer
But you
where
can't do
that is
that.
concerned?
But you should do that. It's the freedom
Oh.
of assembly.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the United States was unique in the sense that it had a republican form of government, not
Yeah.
the party, but the type of ideology.
Mm-hmm.
And so the Constitution would protect the rights of minorities. So
Mm-hmm.
it was not a democracy. Normally, well, currently they promote democracy, meaning majority rule. So
Yeah.
you go with the majority carries and so on. But the type of Republican form of government where the Constitution is concerned,
Mm-hmm.
your right as a minority. So let's say, for example, there's a vote that all the houses on this block should be painted white,
Yes.
but I don't like white, so I want to paint my house blue.
Yeah.
I'm sticking with a
Yes, man.
neutral
You
color.
better.
So I want to paint my house blue. The Constitution would give me the right to paint it blue because it protected the minority. So it's not
Oh, okay.
majority carries. So in the sense of, let's look at the Antichrist system.
Mm-hmm.
The Antichrist system speaks of a social term as the common good.
Yes. Yes.
So the common good dictates that you know individuals would give up their right to the right of the group.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if the group decide that we're going to be worshiping on Sunday, then and I decide that no, the Bible says the seventh day, and so I want to worship on the Saturday. The common good dictates that I give up my belief, my conviction, so that the group narrative carries. So this is why I know the breaches of the Fourth Amendment in the United States
Yes.
is an indication that the Constitution of republicanism is now out the window,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
now you have a dictatorship. He likened it as showing the papers, which when you grew up in that era and saw that show, you recognize that this is actual communism or totalitarian government.
Yeah. Yeah. It says that the fourth Constitution number 4.
Fourth Amendment to
Yeah,
the
Fourth
Constitution.
Amendment.
Yes.
Right. Right. And I was just thinking about the Fourth Commandment.
I mean,
Yeah.
look at it. I mean,
The
it
fact that
is. It is.
they kick that one through the window
Yes.
also,
Yes. Welcome,
and
Terry.
and we find the very thing happening where for the common good
Mm-hmm.
you need to worship on Sunday
Mm-hmm.
or else, you know,
Well,
or
and that
else,
is the RS
else.
that is very
Mhm.
intriguing,
Mhm.
because when you look at, we're in 2025,
Yeah, yeah.
we are in the most enlightened period of our
2026.
history.
Mm-hmm. 2025 kind of done still.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I get
what
the
I'm
point.
saying is
I get
that
the
the
point.
most enlightened period of our history.
Mm-hmm.
There's a secret society that tells us that it has the eye, the all-seeing
Yeah.
eye,
Enlightenment.
and it speaks to illumination or enlightenment,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Once upon a time, it was really a few persons
Mm-hmm.
that accepted that form of what you call it, that society.
Yeah, yeah.
Right now in Jamaica, and let's start Jamaica. Right now in Jamaica, every other person you meet is illuminated.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
One of what I'm saying, they show it by the ring, they show it by the paraphernalias that they carry. So we are in the most enlightened period of our history. And if it is happening in Jamaica, can you imagine in the developed nations?
No, no.
And we are the most
Mhm.
regressive in terms of our human behavior, our social interaction with humanity. Because look at where we have gone. We have gone full circle. We have gone from freedom of expression, freedom to assemble, freedom to do all of these things, to worship and so on, to a sense now where you are controlling every single aspect of the human.
Yeah, yeah. With no resistance.
Well,
No, no
that's another thing for
challenge.
another program.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Let's go to persons responding to the death or the assassination of this person, because you have a person saying this individual was, an excellent member of society,
Mm-hmm.
doing so many good things, and you have persons who think not,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Um,
Maybe you need to play the vice president
JD,
yeah, before you play
JD
this one,
Vance.
because I think the vice president
Mhm.
came out at the introduction of his thing, and
Yeah,
he was singing the praises of Charlie,
Charlie Kirk.
yeah, and what he does and so on. Because this is a precursor, like I said earlier,
Hmm.
to the fact that they are going to use this now to bring out legislation
Hmm.
that is going to curtail drastically
Oh,
our freedom. Um,
and if the vice president speaks,
mhm.
I think we
We
should
need
listen.
to
Yeah,
listen.
yeah. If you refuse not to listen,
Yeah, yeah, in
if you
serious.
refuse to listen, you may be in problems.
Mhm.
Good morning, Jacobs. Morning.
And
Oh.
filling in for somebody who cannot be filled in for, but I'm going to try to do my best. My dear friend, the great. Hey, everybody. JD Vance here, live from my
Let's
office in
get
the White
it.
House
Yeah.
complex. Hey, everybody. JD Vance here, live from my office in the White House complex. Hey, everybody. JD Vance here, live from my office in the White House complex and filling in for somebody who cannot be filled in for, but I'm going to try to do my best. My dear friend, the great Charlie Kirk. The last several days have been extremely hard for our country. They've been hard for me, hard for my family, hard for the countless people in this building who knew and loved Charlie Kirk. And of course, they've been hardest most of all for his darling wife, Erica, and their two beautiful children. The thing is, every single person in this building, we owe something to Charlie. He was a joyful warrior for our country. He loved America. He devoted himself tirelessly to making our country a better place. He was a critical part of getting Donald Trump elected as president, getting me elected as vice president. And so much of our success over the last 7 months is due to his efforts, his staffing, his support, and his friendship. I don't think that I'm alone in saying that Charlie was the smartest political operative I ever met. Everyone knew him as this fearless debater, this guy who would take the conservative message into hostile places and inspire younger generations to have courage. One thing that's hit a lot of those young Americans over the last week was how Charlie was there for them when others were not. When they were afraid to speak their minds, when they were afraid of what a professor would say, when they were afraid that they would be shouted down by their peers, Charlie was there.
Charlie Kirk, the great Charlie
Yeah,
Kirk.
yeah, but I think
Yeah.
I don't think you understand what JD just said. JD just said that well he prefaced by saying that he's coming live from his office in the White House.
Mm-hmm.
You heard that? Let me play that again. No, I want you to listen and listen. He says that everyone in the White House.
Mm-hmm.
I think let's play it.
Was how Charlie was there for them when others were not. When they were afraid to speak. Hey, everybody. JD Vance here, live from my office in the White House complex and filling in for somebody who cannot be filled in for, but I'm going to try to do my best. My dear friend, the great Charlie Kirk. The last several days have been extremely hard for our country. They've been hard for me, hard for my family, hard for the countless people in this building who knew and loved Charlie Kirk. And of course, they've been hardest most of all for his darling wife, Erica, and their two beautiful children. The thing is, every single person in this building, we owe something to Charlie.
All right.
He was
All right. I wanted you to get that, to understand the reach that this person has. Every single person in this building, in the White House. It means the cabinet of the president, the senators, the congresspersons. Think about it. I mean, remember, he's making a public statement. He's saying live from his office in the White House.
Mm-hmm.
Every single individual in that place owes something
Charlie Kirk.
to Charlie. And so when we say that, well, his ministry was called Turning Point, and I think we did a program Tuesday night that speaks about turning point. This is a turning point in the history of the world. And it is no coincidence that this takes place at this point in Earth's history, because it is going to impact every single individual on Earth, just like he impacted every single person in the White House.
Yeah.
He went on to say that he was instrumental in getting him as vice president elected, the president himself elected. And therefore it answers the question, why was his body flown on Air Force 2 or Air Force 1, one of them plane there, took his body from Utah to California. You know what I mean? It answers the question. But back to the whole idea of the disannulling of the Constitution of the U.S., where freedom of speech is concerned, without due process. because for you to change the Constitution requires a certain process. And obviously, based on what the judge said in our introduction, the Constitution has changed, and the due process has not been there. So, is it that we had a revolution? Is it that we had a coup? What is it?
I've not heard of anything. It just happened,
Just happened.
and and it's not the what you call the laws that came in after the pandemic.
Yeah,
It's not through any one of those means.
yeah.
It will just happen.
Yeah, but Gio is saying something. Welcome Terry again. Welcome Gio. Yeah.
Ashani, Chai,
Mhm.
Morning. Jay said this is the most enlightened period, and that's why Satan seeks increasingly to keep it dark.
Yeah, but
Uh,
yeah, that is true. That is
yeah.
true, Gio. One other thing is that the light that is, the Bible says that the knowledge of God, the Creator God, is the
Mhm.
beginning of wisdom. So in terms of enlightenment, you can only be enlightened as you would have had the knowledge of God.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the enlightenment that is being promulgated in the society is not about the creator God, but it's about the other God, which is Satan.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the occult and
And
the
it's
new
it's
age.
other gods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so that is akin to darkness.
Mhm.
That is why the world is being plunged into the anarchy and totalitarianism that it is being plunged in, because the type of light that is now being what you call it now, the type of light that is being pursued
Yeah.
is not the light of the true light bearer. It is the light of the what you call it now, the imposter. The imposter, because
Which
even
is
though,
darkness.
yeah, which is darkness,
Mhm.
it's utter darkness. So that is the reason why now you're saying, oh man, I'm able to see, we can see all the signs and the symbols and all of these things.
Mhm.
But these signs and symbols came about because of a rebellion
Yeah. Yeah.
against the true light.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Bible says men prefer darkness than
Than
light.
light, because their deeds are evil.
These are terrible.
Yeah.
All right. So let's hear now from
So
some
we
people.
saw at
Yes.
the top, at the helm of the society in the
Mhm.
US,
Can it be
is,
supper?
yeah, its praises were being sung,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So you'd have thought that this man is an angel, also, based on his
It
influence.
sounds so.
He stood up for college students,
Yeah.
university students, against the repression of their speeches and so on.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see here. Let's see here.
We're praying for him. All right.
Murder. Charlie Kirk did not deserve to be murdered. But I'm overwhelmed to see the nation's flag fly at half staff for a man who was a proud racist and spent his entire life sowing seeds of division and hatred into this land. And then these hypocrites with selective rage who are mad about Charlie Kirk but didn't say anything about Melissa Hortman and her husband when they were gunned down in their living room. Tell me that I ought to have compassion for the death of a man who never showed compassion or respect for my life.
You heard that?
Whoa.
This is a bold statement.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
many persons saw him in another light.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Not everybody
Uh,
see him as this angel,
mhm.
as you made mention
Yeah.
earlier.
Yeah.
You know, these persons, and it's not a Caucasian preacher. This man is of African descent.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's saying Charlie Kirk was a racist,
Mhm.
and he caters only for a certain color.
Mhm.
and that's not those of African descent.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so in essence, he's saying that this person could never be a godly person or the godly person that we speak
Mm-hmm.
that others are speaking of, especially people so high in society as
Mm-hmm.
the Vice President of the United States. You know, I see also where the Pope is offering up prayer
Mm-hmm.
on his behalf and Charlie Kirk's behalf. You know, praying for him and bereaved family. Like maybe this person will achieve some from a sainthood down the line. I don't know, but there are many persons who don't see him in that light.
Mm-hmm.
And it causes me to wonder why this person why is this person being highlighted at this time. I see also before I go, you have any comment because I'm gonna go across.
You're going across.
Yes.
All right. So when you look at,
Mm.
because when things like this you have to look at both sides of the divide.
Yeah.
And so one of the comment that came across, or number of comments, is that he is against immigrants
Yeah.
in the US. He is against taking away the privilege of you owning firearm, you know, to own firearm and so on. I think he made a statement that sacrifice has to be made, because he was confronted about his ideology
Yeah.
about you're keeping and owning firearm. And he says that, he was confronted about the school shootings and so on, and he says that sacrifice has to be made in order to maintain your rights.
What does that mean? Sacrifice.
Meaning that you have, when you talk about military and so on, you have casualties. When the army comes in
You
and
mean
there's a
human
war.
sacrifice?
Yeah, man. Yeah. So for example, when you have the mass shootings and persons come out and say, man, we need to take away all these guns off the streets
Hmm.
and so on from individuals. He's saying that things happen,
Yeah. Yeah.
but that doesn't mean that your rights to own and carry should be. So those are those sacrifice.
Yeah.
So he's saying these things, and he would come across, based on the comments, as one of those Aryans. When Hitler was doing his thing,
Yeah.
Hitler had um I him in mind, in view. He wanted to create the perfect race,
Yeah.
the Aryans, they call them.
Awesome.
And so one of the justification of what he did to the Jewish people
Hmm.
was to purge, or to, what do you call it? Purge? Is that purge? Yeah. To get rid of the intermixing and intermingling of
Hmm.
this Caucasian Aryan sort of situation.
In his area, or you wanted this to be done throughout the world, or just in
Oh,
German? Was it
in
Germany?
Germany, Russia.
Hitler
Hitler
is
is
where?
Germany.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't. Well, I mean, because when you have the superior race in
Yes.
terms of the Aryans, it would be akin to what is taking place today.
Hmm.
So these persons would be the rulers, and then everyone else would be subhuman. And
Yeah.
remember,
Yeah.
black persons were actually identified as being subhuman already, because even in
Hmm.
the United
Hmm.
States Constitution, black persons form 2/3 of human being.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It was written into their thing. That is why we had the eugenics.
Hmm. Hmm.
So it was actively pursued in the US, and this is why organizations like Planned Parenthood and other things were put in place for the
Yeah.
abortions and so on.
Hmm.
So it's not just the whole idea of population control. It was specifically targeting
Yeah. Yeah.
the black race.
No, why I ask, if it
Mm,
was just unique to Germany, if you wanted
mm,
to get rid of the Jews or whatever it is in Germany only. If it was a worldwide thing, it
mm.
means that he received this kind of command or
Mm,
instruction from somewhere
a
else.
central authority,
Yes,
and
yes. He
that's
couldn't
the
take that on
beast,
on
and
himself.
yeah, but that's the beast
That
system.
had to be the
No,
papacy.
but think about it. All right, so
Hmm.
right now they are embarking on another form of eugenics, but
Hmm. Hmm.
in this case, the eugenics that they are looking at is not
Yeah.
just for the black or brown people
Hmm.
or the yellow people. The eugenics now takes everybody into consideration,
Yeah.
because the
Yeah.
merging of man with machine, the fourth industrial revolution,
Hmm.
there are persons that are at the top who are going to remain pure humans,
Yes.
and
Yes.
they now are going to now rule over the subhumans, those who
Hmm.
are merged with machine. That is why, Rowan, it is important that we understand the big picture. Most of us, we are looking at the puzzle pieces.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have no idea of
Hmm.
what the big picture is, and therefore we are moving as a puzzle piece.
Yeah.
So you're fighting to find your space on on the board. While if you had seen the big picture, you would have known that, man, I need to get out of here. Whatever I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so the digital system that is now being implemented, and especially in Jamaica right now, because
Hmm.
if you notice, the swearing in of the ministers and so on, the cabinet ministers,
Yeah.
there's no changes. It means that all the personnel were put in place.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that is why,
Yeah.
as a
Yeah.
church, we knew that this was going to be the system, because it's
Hmm.
difficult for you to find the right personnel to fit these positions to implement the digital system, the talents and so on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so we knew the outcome. Whatever I'm saying. And so the digital system that is being implemented in Jamaica
Hmm.
is also part of the whole eugenics, to merge man with machine, so that
Yes.
there is a super race, or it's not a super race, it's just that those who would maintain their total humanness,
Hmm. Hmm.
the pure bloods,
Yeah.
pure blood human, they are now going to be the ones who are ruling over the entire world. So in Germany, when Hitler was doing this thing,
Yeah.
Hitler wanted to take over the entire world. So Hitler's pursuit was not just to do Europe and that's it.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it was a global empire that he wanted to put in place. And then
Hmm.
the Aryans, the pure bloods, would know. Do you know that Hitler had some women that he had selected? They selected these women to breed pure Aryan. Yeah,
Hmm.
yes. So during the war, while the war was raging, they were selecting these women, and they had selected men who were breeding these pure Aryan super race. Think about it.
Interesting.
And so right now, this is what is taking place, you know.
Yeah.
So when you participate in this thing
The
and
more
say, oh,
successful way.
you
Hmm.
participate in the whole agenda and say, oh, this is for my, improvement in technology and all of that.
Hmm.
You
Hmm.
don't know that you are participating in, what you call it now, a lifelong or history of eugenics.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just comes in another form. They were trying to get rid of or curtail the number of blacks,
Hmm. Hmm.
brown, and yellow people. But in this case, it now involves the Caucasians. So
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
all the races are now involved in this one, and so you find now that it's not a super race.
Hmm.
It is just those that maintain their humanity. Now look at how valuable humanity is, because they are not adding to themselves. They are not enhancing themselves. They value humanity in so much, but they are changing everybody else.
But is it known? I think it's now possible,
Hmm.
right? With the fourth industrial revolution
Hmm.
or fifth industrial revolution,
Hmm.
if it becomes a reality, as
Hmm.
in, if they're able to affect every human being,
Hmm.
then they'll finally be able to have a united nation.
Yeah, because
Because you
remember, I
can
know.
rule,
Yeah, because all right.
you have
So
them locked.
it's not a dream, you know, brother.
Mm-hmm.
It's not
Mm-hmm.
a dream where you said they will finally have.
Mm-hmm.
Think about the infrastructure that is being rolled out. Donald
Mm-hmm.
Trump announced 500 billion in terms of investment in these data centers.
Yeah.
When you look at the United States now and globally,
It's a lot of money, you
Jamaica,
know.
Jamaica, the Prime Minister said at one stage that Jamaica would become a nuclear country in terms of building out a nuclear plant in Jamaica.
Yeah.
One of the requirements for having these data centers is the type of power that it needs to drive these
Yes.
centers.
Yes.
And the
Mm-hmm.
only power that is capable of driving these centers are nuclear power.
Mm-hmm.
So for Jamaica to say, okay, fine, we are going to be added to the list of nuclear nuclear energy centers, it means that a data center might be placed here. Wonder if you see what I'm saying? Um, the fact that the infrastructure is already rolled out and is being increasing,
Yes.
it means that this eugenics, the final onslaught of the eugenics,
Mm-hmm.
is already in progress, and it is going to be realized. It is going to be realized
Yeah.
because the
Yeah.
Bible tells us that the mark of the beast system,
Mm-hmm.
and that no man might buy or sell except you have the mark, is a system that is going to be a reality. Well, I'm still looking at future. I'm not a futurist. It is the system that is now the reality.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wonder if you see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because every single nation on earth is now in progress of implemented or is implementing this system.
Yes.
And
Yes.
and like I'm saying, the
Mm-hmm.
infrastructure is already in place. All of these data centers are now being put in place globally.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the persons at the top, may I repeat it? Because Jamaicans, well, the people who are in Jamaica now, they are not really the keepers of the Jamaican situation.
Yeah.
All the real Jamaicans migrated long time ago. So what we have behind us are the it's difficult
Be
to speak.
careful.
Yeah, it's difficult to speak to the Jamaica that
Yes.
because
Mm-hmm.
globally Jamaicans are respected for their talents, all the type of thing that
They
goes
are.
into it,
They are.
right?
Yeah.
But we're respected because you see
Mm-hmm.
the stock. Can I go back there? The stock of persons that came to Jamaica from off the slave ship were the ones who actually
Yeah.
remembered and knew who they were,
Yeah.
where they were
Yeah.
coming from.
Mm-hmm.
And I dare say that those persons that actually came to Jamaica and was put off because of their rebelliousness and their,
Mm-hmm.
the inability of those who were manning the ship to deal with them, is because these persons were of royal descent.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when you know that this man, my father was the king or is the chief of the city, and I am part of the council in the village and so on,
Mm-hmm.
and them now enslave you, you're the most rebellious because you know exactly your value, your worth. So
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
are the Jamaicans.
Mm-hmm.
Now for you to for us to what you say now, Ruan, for us to just walk into a system of eugenics that is going to
Mm.
take away your humanness.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
notice we're not
Has to
even
be a
put religion
breakdown.
in. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're not even put religion in it
Mm-hmm.
yet. But from a just a regular standpoint,
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
know where you're coming from, how is it now that you're going to give up your humanity to become subhuman so that some other person can rule over you?
There's a
Uh, uh,
breakdown somewhere.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
man.
this is not reversible.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing about it. It's
Mm-hmm.
not reversible. It's not like you can wake up after you go on the matrix and you
Yeah.
wake up and say, man, but I this they really put you in. You're not gonna wake up again. That's it. Because once you accept the mark, once you accept this digital system,
Yeah.
then that's it. That's it for you against your creator. Jamaica is the country that keep Christianity alive globally.
Really?
You want me to say that again? Whether you worship on Sunday or Saturday or Friday, Jamaica is the nation that
Mm-hmm.
exports the most genuine,
Yeah,
even
yeah,
though you can
yeah.
be sincerely wrong. But
Yes,
Jamaica is the
yes.
country that
Yeah,
exports the
man.
most
More
genuine
committed set of
what
people.
you call
Yeah.
them? What you call them people there?
Faith leaders.
Evangelists. No, the people that go around and missionaries. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So any country where you go in and you see a thriving church, whether Saturday, Sunday, Friday,
Mm-hmm.
a Jamaican have something to do with it.
I noticed they are the big pastors and
Yeah,
bishops,
man. Yeah,
especially in
man.
America.
Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Europe, anywhere you go.
Are committed
Yeah.
and well respected. And
So
you find
how
it
is it?
strange.
How is it that our nation
Mm-hmm.
has reached a point where we are now the forerunners of accepting a system
Mm-hmm.
that is going to cause us to become subhuman, and it's going to take away our relationship with the Creator God? How is it?
Because back then, as you said, during slavery, we we were very we were a set of persons
Aware.
with intellect. Yeah,
Yeah, we
very
were
aware.
aware of
Mm-hmm.
where we came from.
And you couldn't play with us. You
Mm,
understand? 'Cause we know our rights, we know everything. But we talk of slave as persons who are unintelligent,
mm,
some dumb, ordinary people who didn't go to school, all of that. But
mm,
that's not what you're sharing now.
mhm.
You're saying the set of persons who came to Jamaica as slaves were intellectuals.
Mm.
Hmm. From royalty, persons who you couldn't dumb down, as you say.
I, I,
And now that you are able, we have now, and you
yes.
shared this so many times before, we have now in Jamaica more intellectuals than any other time in our history.
Any other
But yet
time.
still we are more dumb than we were before.
That's what Gio said. Gio said we are now in the age of enlightenment, and
Mhm.
we are now more dark than everything else.
Yeah.
And that's why the Bible is you cannot throw out the Bible, because the Bible gives you the information. The
Yes,
Bible
yes.
tells us that wisdom comes from the Creator God. And the fool has said in his heart, there is no God. And
Yeah.
so the type of intellectual or enlightenment that one pursues, it either enlightens the soul or it darkens the soul.
Hmm.
And I think we are in the position where it's creating darkness.
Hmm.
Adebole, he's saying some good things here. He's saying
Yeah.
that Stalin and Hitler and Elon Musk and
Hmm.
Zelensky, if you look closely, they are Asian. They have Asian features,
Yeah.
so they are more aligned to the yellow race.
They hide
But
that
they
very
try to
well.
hide it, yeah,
Hmm.
because they want to say that, and it is because of the colonization. Remember,
Hmm.
the European countries colonized the world,
Yeah.
but they colonized the world with the authority of the Vatican.
Hmm.
They use Christianity to colonize the world, and so because of their they colonizing the world, persons want to look like them, and so
Hmm.
even
Hmm.
if you have the intermixing, you try everything to hide it. So yeah, and that is why they are now have this quest
Hmm.
to merge man with machine so that they can now claim superiority. Wonder if it's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So
Yeah.
so whether once they are at the top, and remember the World Economic Forum tells us that those who control data, they are now going to be the new colonizers. You control
Yeah.
data,
Yeah.
you are able to create bodies and mind. You are able to make bodies and mind. Then you are now the new colonizers.
You sound like
Eh? You
you sound like fiction.
fix. No, but it
It's
is reality.
yeah. The reality sounds like fiction.
Adibole
Yeah.
says I'm aware of that. Their borders are close to each other.
Hmm. But the world sees them as Caucasian.
Mhm.
Putin of Russia is same because people see Caucasians when they see this
Elon,
Elon,
Putin,
Putin,
Stalin,
Stalin, Hitler, and
Hitler,
Zelensky,
Zelensky.
Netanyahu too.
Yeah, the whole of them look same
Um,
way.
eh,
Yeah, I mean,
mm,
um, it's difficult to as a human being, because this is how God see us. God see us as human being because He created us
yeah,
in His image. Um, when you understand that, then you would understand why the early Jamaicans, those who came off the slave ship,
yeah,
they did not take kindly to being subjugated by other humans, right?
mhm,
Because remember now, it was the Africans who kept the knowledge of God, the true knowledge of God.
yes,
It
yes,
wasn't the Roman Catholic system. Because when the Roman Catholic system ruled the world from 538 to 1798, this period is referred to in history as the Dark Ages. So if they were the ones who were the keepers of the true faith, it could not be
the Dark Ages.
recognized as the Dark Ages. And so the Africans, remember it was when Rome went into Africa
Yeah,
and saw them keeping the true Sabbath of God. I remember we showed on this program that King, the king there of, what name?
Spain are protect.
No, the one we're going, we chop off the people, man. Um, it will come back. It will come back.
You mean back in those days?
Yeah, man, the man going to Africa when
Mm,
it's a European kingdom, and he wrote a letter to the
mhm,
missionaries that were being sent into that region, the Congo.
mhm.
In the Congo, and chop off the people them, and if they were not willing participant in this enslavement.
A king?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Interesting.
It soon come back.
Mhm.
And
From Europe, the European.
yeah, man. Yeah,
Okay, okay.
and him yeah, so they subjugated the Africans because when they went in there, the Roman Catholics and others,
Mhm,
they saw these persons practicing the true religion. And when he wrote the letter to the missionaries, he told them that the Africans know about the commandments already. They
mhm,
know to live, they live peaceably with their brethren and so on. So you don't need to do that. What you need to do is change the interpretation of the
mhm,
Bible to
mhm.
them. So he told them to say it is blessed, it is best for it is a blessing to be poor.
So it
And
wasn't the
so
one who
you
spoke about niggas and stuff. Not him though. That was long after.
the niggas.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's the same one, Maybe it's the same one. I don't know why it is eluding me now. I think the
Yeah,
geoengineering, the chemtrails are
yeah.
messing up the brain.
I saw them
Alzheimer's.
out this morning
It's
giving the
all over.
numbers.
Welcome, Washi. Yesterday was terrible. I mean, they were spraying the place all over.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Mm-hmm. They're active, eh?
yes,
Active and strong.
yes,
Anthony,
yes.
I'm looking at the word or the term freedom of religion.
Mm-hmm,
And I got a definition from Wikipedia.
mm-hmm,
It says freedom of religion or religious liberty, also known as freedom of religion or belief, is a principle that supports the freedom of an individual or community in private or public to manifest religion or belief in teaching, practice, worship, and observance. It also includes the right not to profess any religion or belief or not to practice a religion often called freedom from religion. So it is your right to practice something you believe in
mm-hmm.
or to practice nothing at all because
Right,
that's your belief,
right.
not to practice anything. But we asked this morning, is religious freedom still alive today?
Mm-hmm,
And we went further. We asked, is the papacy still alive? And we have been speaking from morning that the papacy is still alive and active.
mm-hmm,
It's the system that's behind everything that we see and experience today.
mm-hmm.
But religious freedom, we think about the churches sometimes when we talk about religious freedom. Well, that's the only thing that comes to mind. Christianity comes to mind when I hear freedom of religion or religious freedom. I remember in the case with, and this has been an issue from let's say day one. Um, they were faced with that, and Cain and Abel were faced with something similar at one point, and Cain wanted to do things his way,
Right.
but he experienced, some what do you call it, a repercussion, the consequences to him wanting to worship the way he chose. It went against him. But I'm looking here at the Israelites when they were in bondage in Egypt. Um, they nearly became Egyptians because the many gods were around them. The influence was so strong that many of them started worshiping as the Egyptians
Right.
worship. But God wanted to deliver them. And we saw when Moses came into the picture, he was given a mandate to free these people. And God wanted them to worship him freely, not to be forced into worshiping anyway or worshiping other gods. So he got them out of bondage, out of the situation, and promised them, actually gave them, inheritance in other places. Call this place your own. But we saw along, in the process of time, as the Bible would say, in the process of time, these persons who still had the desire to, it was so entrenched in them that they still had the desire to worship as the Egyptians worship. That didn't come out of them totally. So they had the desire to go back to Egypt at one point. The life that they're experiencing in Egypt, they considered it. I don't know if it's a Stockholm syndrome. They considered it the the best thing ever.
Yes.
Better than what God was offering them. God offered them a land flowing with milk and honey and freedom, freedom to worship me and all of that. We saw where each time they disobeyed, God had said to them that, listen, if you should disobey me, then those around you are going to come and take over your land. And you're going to become enslaved. You're going to become subject to them, slaves to them, servants of these people. That is something I wouldn't want, because now I get my own land and I can live my life freely, experience all of that. I would not want to go back into a state of disobedience where I'm back to an Egypt kind of situation. But we saw in Judges an interesting account that took place. The Philistines, because of Israel's disobedience, the Philistines took over their land, right? And they were servants to the Philistines.
Right.
They were servants to the Philistines. I don't know if they were crying out for freedom, and because getting freedom would be easy. You have a God who is more powerful than any other. He's almighty. All you needed to do was to reach out to him.
Right.
But I saw where they they got so used to this kind of oppression that the offering of freedom to them was like something bad. I don't know if I'm coming across right,
I
but
think you need to read
let's look at the
Yeah,
account.
man,
Let's
just
look
read
at the
it.
account.
Yeah.
In Judges 15.
Before you read that, to say,
Yes.
other goal is talks about
Terranalis.
Terranalis, because I was trying to figure out the king of he was the king of Belgium. His name was Leopold, King Leopold.
Oh,
You
okay.
remember King Leopold? So he was the
Mhm.
one who went into Congo and he chopped off the hand of the slaves
Mhm.
when they were not performing as they used to. Because when you think about today, about the whole idea of productivity, if you are not producing enough based on what he required, you
Yeah.
can just chop off the man. and he was the one who wrote the letter to the missionaries.
That I
Because
help them. Yes.
this is why persons today, those who have that kind of knowledge of the history, the true history of what took place, um, this is why they now say that the Christian religion is a religion of subjugation.
Right.
So
Right.
this religion was
White
developed.
man.
Yeah, they developed this religion in order to control the masses of the people.
Yeah.
Because of what Ajebola is saying, Ajebola talks about terra nullius,
Mhm.
or the doctrine of discovery. So, because of the authority that the Roman Catholic Church gave to those European countries
Yeah.
to go into the rest of the world and to subjugate them, based on the whole idea of that the Roman Catholic form of Christianity.
Yeah.
So it is the Roman Catholic form of Christianity which is not biblical, that is used to subjugate persons.
Yes.
And
Yes.
this is also the Christianity, the Christian nationalism that is being used in the United States now to revamp and reinvent and re-subjugate the entire world.
Mhm. Mhm.
And this is being used now with the technology, the digital system.
Yeah.
So this subjugation, all right, so the Africans, they had a chance at some point in time to have what is called the universal adult suffrage, or the freedom from slavery and so
Mhm.
on.
Mhm.
And so persons who were once slave, within a short period of time, they became head and shoulder with everybody else, because giving freedom to black people
So I think.
who they are close to the creator,
Yes.
and so their blessings would shows, and so they don't want that again. So this new era of subjugation
Mhm.
is going to ensure that once become part of the system, there's no way that you can become free again. So once you accept the digital system, that is the subjugation, and there's no freedom for you. And
Mhm.
then the Bible
Mhm.
speaks about it. It's not that you're gonna have a long time with this system, because now the second coming of Christ is at hand. And so once you become subjugated to the system, then you would have accepted the mark of the beast system.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's it between you and your God.
Mhm.
So thank you, Ajabole. The history is there, And this whole idea of Christianity, that you go to church and you sit down and say hallelujah, amen, and the highest praise and all of this, it's part of the colonization, the type of
Yeah.
subjugation.
Yeah.
Because all right, so if, sorry for cut you,
No
but
man. Go ahead. Go
but
ahead.
if Christianity was being practiced based on the biblical, in the biblical sense,
Yeah.
then persons would be awake to exactly what is coming, and it would not have been a deception. So the digital system, you would have seen it for what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And your congregation, the members of the churches, would be the ones now to come out and inform the rest of the people
Mhm. Mhm.
that, listen, this system is the system that the Bible speaks about in Revelation 13, that and that no man might buy or sell except those who have the mark. You see what I'm saying? So that is it.
Instead of
So
truth.
it's coming
Yeah.
from that thing. And
Mhm.
remember, the Catholic system is now the system that is in charge of the US government.
Yeah.
Think about it. The president of the United States, Donald Trump, who has not declared his and whether or not he's a Catholic, but 100 and had
It's
Catholic
going.
priests went to
Mhm.
his Mar-a-Lago home. Whatever, what I'm saying. And they gave him the statue of Mary and so on.
Mhm. Mhm.
J.D. Vance is a professed Roman Catholic.
Yeah, but yeah, whatever
Eh?
you are, could be Church of God, Adventist, whatever.
Eh.
The mere fact that they could come to your house, you accept them in
100,
your house,
100, not just
mm-hmm,
one, not two,
and give
100.
and give your gods and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
you are one of them, no
definitely.
matter
And
your
no
profession.
matter the
Mm-hmm.
profession, and so if we understood the, like I'm saying, when you look at the big picture of the puzzle, then you are able to navigate your way
Yeah.
through the society.
Mhm.
And you are not just there to latch on to things when it then dangle some trinkets in front of you.
Mhm. Mhm.
That's what I'm saying. And what is happening is that the Bible tells you, the love of money is the root of all evil. That's it. It doesn't mean that money, you don't need money,
Yeah.
but allow
Yeah.
God to provide the resources. So I'm saying,
Whenever it's first place,
yeah,
you know.
because what they did, they
Mhm.
went into Africa and then dangle some trinkets in front of them,
Mhm.
and then them sell out them own, just like we have been sold out now. Yeah, we have been sold out. I mean, it's no going around that.
So in the churches, truth is replaced with emotions. You know.
And it is not even the
So
emotion that is
yeah.
is godly.
So,
Because the Bible says you must love mercy and do justly.
mhm.
So if the leadership of these churches were loving mercy and doing justly, then them could not allow their members to be subjugated
Yeah.
as they are
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Mhm.
What them so I'm saying? So
And
them now
it,
no
it happens
mercy,
in the
no
congregations, you know,
mercy.
where you give everything to them.
Yeah.
You know, the last thing that you have, you give it to them, and they are okay, and then you are worse off.
You have to sow
Uh,
the seeds so for them tree can grow.
no, your tree
I,
never grows, you know.
no man, Ajabode said they use lies to tell the truth. Well,
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
mean, truth and error can't mix.
Certain people hear the truth, they hear truth, they will
Yeah,
hear truth.
yeah, yeah,
Oh.
yeah. Yeah. But anyway, let's run on. You're reading.
Yeah, we're looking
It
at.
is very interesting, though,
Mhm.
the Samson story.
Yeah.
So read it, I'm going.
All right, so I'm gonna tell a part of it
Yeah,
and then read a part.
yeah.
So Samson was married to this Philistine woman,
Mm,
right? He went away for a while. I don't know why, but when he returned, to spend some time with his wife, he
mm,
was told that his father-in-law gave this woman, his wife, to another person, a friend of Samson. It is said, and Samson was angry. Samson went into the field and tied the tails of 300 foxes, and
mm,
set fire to them, and they burned down the Philistines' cornfield and vineyards and olive yards and all of that kind of stuff. So big destruction took place. Um, then the Philistines said, who did this?
mm,
We're at verse 6. Who did this kind of thing? And they said, Samson the Timnite, because of what his father-in-law did.
mm,
And they went and they burned the daughter, as in the wife. They burned the father, burned on their house. And, it was a big problem there. Samson got upset, and Samson killed a lot of the Philistines. He smote a lot of them.
mm.
Um, and then he went in hiding. I don't think he hid. He done his job and he went on top of a hill and he
Go back
rested.
at Israel.
Yes, he rested. So the Philistine, verse 9 of chapter 15 of Judges says, Then the Philistines went up and pitched in Judah and spread themselves in Lehi. And the men of Judah said, Why have you come up against us? And they answered, To bind Samson are we come up, to do to him as he hath done to us. Then 3,000 men of Judah went to the top of the rock, Etam, and said to Samson, Knowest thou not that the Philistines are rulers over us? What is this that thou hast done unto us? And he said unto them, As they did unto me, so have I done unto them. And they said unto him, We are come down to bind thee, that we may deliver thee into the hand of the Philistines. And Samson said unto them, Swear unto me that ye will not fall upon me yourselves. And they said, All right, we're going to bind you. We're not going to kill you. We're going to bind you and take you to the Philistines. And that they did.
Mm.
And the Spirit of the Lord came and, he destroyed those Philistines and stuff. He was the deliverer of Israel.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
read verse 14, man,
Verse
because the
14.
people need to.
All right. So,
Well,
and they
I
spake
think
unto him, saying,
verse 13 down, man.
Yes, so
Read the
verse
thing, man.
13.
Yeah,
So when he said to them,
yeah,
Promise me you will not fall
right.
upon me yourselves.
Mm,
And they spake unto him, saying, No, but we will bind thee fast and deliver thee into their hands. But surely we will not kill thee. And they bound him with 2 new cords and brought him up from the rock.
Mhm.
And when he came unto Lehi, the Philistines shouted against him, and the Spirit of the Lord came mightily upon him, and the cords that were upon his arms became as flax that were burnt with fire, and his bands loosed from his hands.
Mhm.
And he found a new jawbone of an ass, and put forth his hand, and took it, and slew 1,000 men therewith. Yeah.
Now think about that. Think about when you have a relationship with the Creator God.
Mm-hmm.
One man kill 1,000 man. You
1,000
only,
armed men.
yeah, you only see this in other movies. In other
Yeah,
movies, that's
yeah.
all.
And not even
Uh,
1,000.
Not even 1,000. I think the closest Socrates or one of them guys um, Greece
Mm-hmm.
came towards the 300. You remember that 300 men?
Mm-hmm.
They tell a tale that 300 men went up against an entire army and they did exploit. I think they were trying to rehash the Gideon
Gideon
story.
thing.
But anyway, um, one man 1,000
Mhm.
because the Spirit of God came upon him.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
if we were if we were obedient to God, to the
Yeah.
Creator God,
Yeah.
and live according to His ways, think about what the Spirit of God, in combination with us, could achieve.
Yeah.
So why is it
Yeah.
that we are fearful of what we see, the impending storm that is coming? Eh?
We're faithless.
We are faithless.
Yeah.
We are
Yeah.
faithless. But the key takeaway, because
Mm-hmm.
that is just an aside. The key takeaway is that look at what Israel was given this land.
Mm-hmm.
They were given the land of promise. And
Yeah.
verse 11 says 3,000 men of Judah. Now the
Mm-hmm.
Philistine came up,
Yeah.
but 3,000 men of Judah who were supposed to go fight against the Philistine. Look
Yes.
what them do. Them go now, they went to the top of the rock, Etham,
Mm-hmm.
and said to Samson, knowest thou not that the Philistines are ruler over us? So
A
the
comedy.
3,000 man them, instead of them go fight the Philistine
Yes.
and ask God to help
That's how
them,
much Philistines. Yeah.
eh? And ask God to help them. The man then go to Samson and say, brother, the Philistine rule over we,
What you have to do?
So
You do.
we are disturb the people
Why
for? We
you
are
do that?
perplex them people for?
How you gonna disturb them? We get a trouble now,
So
because.
they're happy on the
Mm-hmm.
rulership instead of acknowledging the Creator God who gave them the land,
Mm-hmm.
gave them the whole idea of being a nation, a people. Go pray to
Yeah.
God, no man.
But
Let us combine with Samson.
it's
You can
easier to endure the
imagine
oppression.
Samson
Mm-hmm.
alone killed 1,000,
Yeah.
kill 1,000 of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
3,000 other soldiers of Israel.
Yeah.
3,000. You know how much people that couldn't get rid of from the
And the entire
Philistine?
population of Philistia
Destroy,
gone. Yes,
utterly
man.
destroy. But
Mm-hmm.
because we don't understand the religion that we are in.
Yeah. Yeah.
The esoteric world understand it. Donald
Mm-hmm.
Trump understand this religion. That's
Mm-hmm.
why he and the top brass of the global hierarchy
Yeah.
want to extinguish Christianity from the world
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
they know that once humanity is combined with their creator, great things can take place. And this would thwart the whole agenda of Satan himself,
Yeah.
wanting
Yeah.
to sit as God.
Mm-hmm.
Because the children of Israel actually cede their relationship with their creator to the Philistine.
That is it.
These
That
persons
is it.
rule over us, so we cannot do anything
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
to stir them up.
So did they want freedom?
Freedom?
But
No, no. They
how
were quite happy.
fair? Mm-hmm.
And I tell you this, all right. So we are seeing this in the Old Testament. In the
Mm-hmm.
New Testament, when Jesus was in the judgment hall,
Yeah.
and Herod's sister or Pilate, one of them said to them, said, "Behold your king,"
Mm-hmm.
and them
Mm-hmm.
said, "We don't have no king but Caesar." So they ceded their relationship with the Creator God for Caesar, the human.
What were they getting?
Eh?
How were they benefiting? You tell me.
Because they were happy under the system
Mhm.
because of their temporal wealth,
Yeah,
or their
yeah.
temporal wants were being satisfied.
Okay.
It's just like us now,
So,
we are happy under the
so
system
the
that
universal
governs
stuff,
us. Yeah,
what do you call it? Basic income. They were
universal
getting that.
basic. Yeah. So
Mhm.
so everybody was being fed from the table of the government,
Mhm.
and so we were happy with that system. This is why at the
Mhm.
top of for example, the board that is responsible for rolling out the NITs,
Yeah.
the NITs and the NICs, the digital ID system.
Mhm.
At the top of that board is the churchman, because we do not want the creator God to rule over us. We're happy with the with the system that now gives. And so to become a
We give
subhuman,
in. Mhm. Mhm.
by merging us with this machine, by integrating us with the Internet of Things,
Yeah. Yeah.
causing us to become subhumans. This is the process, and they lead everybody else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because these 3,000 men, notice the army was gathered against their own Samson, the liberator. Instead of saying, Samson, let us join with you, we know that you're chosen to do this
Yeah. Because I'm saying,
and liberate the
if
entire
three
people.
thousand men
Mm,
of Judah
yeah,
had to go to Samson,
yes.
you mean you know something about Samson?
Oh, you mean if they know Samson, they know say Samson have special powers
Where? From where?
from the Creator God?
Yeah. So he's here to free us from the captivity. Not
Yeah,
true.
but we don't want no freedom, brother.
So,
All right, think about the number of persons that speaks about the digital
oh
system
my
that is
God.
now
Mhm.
being implemented, right?
Yeah.
You have persons who have no religious affiliation, especially the Caucasians. They
Mhm.
come out
Mhm.
without religious affiliation, and they are telling you that this is going to be a totalitarian enslavement.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they should know because they practiced slavery for the longest, for the last 2,000 years,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So they should see when the tenants, when these systems rear up their heads, they should know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the reason why they are
Mhm.
coming out and informing us is because they know that they are going to be a part of the system. They are going to be enslaved as well.
Mhm.
Whatever I'm
Mhm.
saying. So they are coming out and saying it. Others who have the idea of prophecy and how it unfolds
Yeah.
are saying it. And think about it. Everybody is marching headlong. They're saying, "Man, leave us alone. Leave us alone." Because we have our house, we have a car, we have all of these things to our comfort. Where you come disturb us now? We had disturbed the
It's
people in for.
crazy.
Don't say anything against it.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And we heard a lot of that throughout the pandemic,
Mm-hmm.
where when you wanted to assemble
Mm-hmm.
and you went against because you were told not to, at one point you were told not to assemble,
Right.
right? And many
And
people were
then
saying, hey, don't go to
don't
church
move. Yeah.
because yeah,
Man, you go
you're
against
fighting against the system,
um
and they were worried because something bad would have
Romans
happened to you.
13 and so on.
Yeah.
Have authority over you.
And I'm saying, but these persons, I know where answer that's the saying.
At the Christian, the so-called
And my
Christians.
church brothers and sisters were saying, don't do it. Do not do it.
But I don't think. All right. So, for example, these 3,000 men that went
Hmm.
up for Samson,
Yeah.
they were not true Jews. They were not they were not Israelite
Yeah.
because they had ceded their will
Hmm.
to other gods.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I mean, war. What we need to understand that war that took place in those days,
Hmm.
in where the Bible speaks about the Old Testament, it was not just war against person or nation against nation. It
Yeah.
was gods
Against God.
against gods.
Hmm.
And this is why most persons say, man, that God was so destructive and destroyful because he killed, wipe out one whole nation.
Hmm.
Because you're looking at it on an individual level. It was not Israel against Moab or
Yeah.
Israel against
Yeah.
the Philistine. It was the God of Israel
Hmm.
against the God of Moab, the god of the
Are the
Philistine.
gods
Yeah,
off?
the gods up. Yeah, 'cause
Yeah,
they
yeah.
have several
Many
gods.
gods.
So this is what was taking place. So when the people said that these are the ones who rule over us, it means that they have accepted their gods.
Yeah.
So it was a God thing. So it's just like no, the persons who are implementing the digital system,
Yeah.
those at the top, they tell you the gods that they worship. It's not the creator God. So when they come to us and tell us accept this system, you're actually not just accepting a digital system, you're accepting the gods of that system.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is why it is important, because when the Bible tells us about the combination of church and state, the image of the beast, most persons, and I find it interesting, most persons, they think of the image of the beast as the Sunday law, which is, it can't be further from the truth. The fact that you accept the system by going onto the digital platform, you're accepting the gods that are behind the system. And Elon Musk come out and tell you that AI is the summoning of the demons. Bodhi Rowe, the inventor of the quantum computer chip,
We are not in
they say it's
control
the
of this
summoning
thing.
of the old one. They tell you that
Yeah.
this thing is not just some technology.
Mm-hmm.
It is being governed by fallen angels.
Yeah.
So once you accept the system, you're accepting the worship of the gods that are behind the
That is
system.
it. That is it.
So you can't wait for Sunday law if you say, oh, worship only days with Saturday, Sunday.
Then it will be too late.
Yeah,
Be
so
too
so
late.
so the
Yeah.
Bible is telling us that listen, once you cede your authority to these nations, then you're accepting the gods of these nations.
That is it. That is it.
Whatever what I'm saying. So that's where we are now. That is why the Christianity that now governs is the Christianity of the colonizers. So persons cannot see the big picture.
And you notice there was no war, Philistines with the Israelites. There was no war, no, because the Israelites gave in.
Yeah, man.
They were actually worshipping their
Yeah,
gods.
man.
The only time there is war
Yeah.
was when they decide to stand
To
up for
stand
God.
up, yeah. Remember the fight between David and Goliath,
Mhm.
the Philistines, David and Goliath. When Goliath came out, Goliath says, "Send us a man that can stand up against me, and anyone will win. We gonna worship their gods, or they worship our God."
That is it.
It wasn't.
Yeah, so
It
he made
wasn't
it
a
clear.
battle. Yeah, it wasn't a battle between man and man, and therefore you win, and so you are superior in terms of your particular strategy and strength that you put in. No, it is the gods. Remember,
On Mount Carmel, the same thing.
the same thing,
Elijah,
Elijah.
yeah.
And we are supposed to be the Elijahs now, the third
Really?
Elijah.
Really?
And so we are going up against the gods of this world. And what is the gods of this world now? The mark of the beast system.
Yeah.
That's it. And persons might be thinking, okay, so I'm not religious, so it doesn't affect me. But what it does, and like we pointed out earlier, what this does is that it is going to make you now subhuman. So whether you are religious or not, you become subjugated to the persons who are not going to be contaminated
Yeah.
by being merged with machine. So you become a subhuman. So whether you believe in God or not, you are still going to be subjugated. So in a sense, you are going to be slave. And the type of persons that we are, our ancestors, where we came from, we are not designed to be subhumans. We are not designed to be subjugated.
Yes.
And that is why most times, all right, for example, most times person says that can't happen at Jamaica. Why you think them say that? Because of our DNA.
Yeah, yeah. In history not too long ago, we were rebellious.
And it's not rebellion.
Yeah, it's not sinful.
I find something interesting.
In
You see,
yeah.
When you're going to Port Maria, when you go to Port Maria, there are some murals on the walls there.
Yeah.
At the parish council and at the market. I find it very distasteful. If you look at the murals on the wall on the side of the parish council,
yes,
look at the biggest head on the wall.
Yeah.
Look at the biggest head on the wall, no?
What name?
Yeah, we not have to say it. But look
Okay.
on the
Yeah,
biggest
just
head
look
on
at
the
the
wall.
biggest side.
And then on the side
Mhm.
of the market, there's a mural with
1756. I know.
yeah, with Taki.
The rebellion, the Taki rebellion. I
Yeah,
remember the
but
year.
it's just like what we are
Mhm.
seeing in the Bible now, right?
Mhm.
So Samson was trying to free the Israelites
Yes.
by doing what he's doing. And the Israelites came to Samson and said, man, we had all
Mhm.
right. Think about what is on the mural.
Bandage Street. Yeah.
Yeah, think about what is on the mural. Who wrote that on the wall of the market? It's the Jamaican, no sir?
We
Jamaican
did it.
writing, no
Yeah.
sir?
Our
But
race did it.
Jamaican writes say Taki rebellion.
Yeah.
What was Taki trying to do? Was he trying to free the people?
Mhm.
His personal,
Mhm.
his race? He
Mhm.
was trying to free them, right? Is freedom something that is written in or entrenched in the constitution of humanity?
It
And
is.
let's
It
go to
is.
them.
It
Them said them
is.
talk about human
Mhm.
rights, don't it? So is it a rebellion to want freedom?
No. No. It
so
is a right
so
to
you
be
know,
free.
but
Yes.
look at how the socialization has become entrenched.
Mhm.
So you know have the ability to write your own history. Because history is written by the conquerors, that's all.
Yeah.
So they would
Mhm.
call it a rebellion because them
Mhm.
conquer you.
Mhm.
But you now have the ability to write your own history on the wall so that every picnic where pass this so can read it.
Yeah.
And you write Taki Rebellion. It couldn't be Taki Freedom. It couldn't be Taki wanting liberation.
Mhm.
Why rebellion?
Because
Why do you use
you're
it?
still selling
The
that
norm
Taki
that you are supposed
was
to be governed.
rebellious and he died as a result. So you don't see Taki as a person who did anything good.
Right. So
Yeah.
if you know seeing the system that is coming up and
Mm-hmm.
you know want to go against that system, you are seen as being rebellious as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you see how the same terrorist, the same
So,
doctrine of discovery, you see
yeah.
how it reached down to us and we not even know it.
So the word rebellion shouldn't be there in
And
at
then
all.
think about the
Mm-hmm.
bright people who come up with the idea
It's
to
Taki's
write that
fight
on
for
the wall.
freedom. Mm-hmm. Taki's fight
so
for
so
our
so
freedom.
right now in our days,
Mm-hmm.
and then look at the whole heap of bright people who drive past this. Everybody drive past
Yeah.
and see it,
Yeah.
And on two
Yeah.
sides of the
It's,
road, if you don't see it on one side, you see it
yeah.
on the other side. Because the side of the road to the parish council, that side now, um, that side is the side that is telling you who
Mm-hmm.
is in control.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the other side tell you, say, if you go up against who is in control, you're rebelling.
Because the truth is, the big head,
yeah, the
the big
biggest head.
head, it's not the first thing that was drawn.
No man,
You
no
understand?
man, no
The
man.
others were a particular size.
Yeah,
Because the first time you said it to me, it didn't mean anything.
yeah,
Me just brush it aside because
yeah,
I'm saying, yeah,
yeah.
the person really has a big head. In real life, the person has a big head. But when you look at it,
yeah, man.
it was average size heads.
Yeah, not
And then the
average, less
next
than
one,
average,
then the
less
next
than
one is
average.
just big.
Yeah, man,
It's not the
extraordinary.
first one you do.
Mm,
So the others you'd be gauging, using those
mm,
as
mm,
gauges to say, this
mm,
one should be that.
mm.
Yeah, but it
Why
just ends
so
up being
pronounced?
bigger
Why so pronounced?
and pronounced.
Yeah.
So when you drive past, it's like the
So
only one that you will see.
it's
It
a
stands out.
subliminal
Mm,
message.
that are nice though.
Eh?
That are
And
nice as well.
so every single that's why St. Mary is the way it is.
We're gonna shrink it. We need to shrink it. We need a
But it
committee.
kind of too late now. It's too
Yeah.
late. I mean, it's late in the day. And that's a social issue.
Mhm.
The issue at hand is really religious.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
we are moving into a system
Mhm.
that is being put in place by the same type of ideology.
Yeah.
And this system is irreversible once fully implemented.
Mhm.
And our people need to understand. And this is why it is so important now to get back to our relationship with the Creator God.
So true.
Get out of them social clubs where you in, man, because it's a social club. Saturday, Sunday,
Mhm.
Friday.
Mhm.
Get out of the social club. Get to a system where
Get your
you
mind
can
active.
have a relationship with your Creator God. Read your Bible as it reads,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
realize how to come in to a relationship with God.
Mm-hmm.
Because basically what is happening is that Satan is keeping us, marking time until this system is fully implemented, and then there's no recourse.
Yeah, yeah. I'm looking at something, Anthony. With the Samson story,
Mm-hmm.
these persons did not really enjoy the fact that freedom has come, or the ability to be free is present.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we see the same thing happening today. Something similar, just as they experienced back then, we're experiencing it today. So we see your freedom of expression being curtailed, freedom of worship, freedom of everything. Um, that man was assassinated on the 10th.
Mm-hmm.
Kirk was assassinated on the 10th. And I'm seeing from Vatican News 13.
Mm-hmm.
This is 2 days, 3 days after the assassination.
9:13.
Yes. 9/11, 9/10,
9:13.
and this one is 13.
Yeah.
It says World Meeting on Human Fraternity. Disarming words to disarm the world. Disarming words to disarm the world. In this article, it says representatives from the world of communication and information, directors and CEOs of international media networks gathered in Rome for the News G20 Roundtable, coordinated by Father Enzo Fortunato, director of the magazine Piazza San Pietro. The event took place on Friday the 12th of September, at a particular place, on Rome's Capitoline Hill. The participants addressed a multitude of themes, including transparency and freedom of information in times of war and conflict. It says the truth of facts as an essential element to disarm words and disarm the world, as Pope Leo XIV had said, so that storytelling and narrative may once again serve peace, dialogue, and fraternity. So this was immediately after the assassination. They met and they spoke about communication and information. In order for you to experience peace, in order for you to have dialogue and to establish fraternity, then the things that we say going forward need to be in line with the common good. Else we're gonna have problems.
I mean,
That's what they're saying in
that's a
essence.
loaded word, loaded term, Come on, good. Yeah.
So it speaks about the rampant expression of hatred and violence from online haters. So there are many persons now coming out, and we hear it from J.D. Vance, Vice President of the United States. There are many persons coming out speaking against um, Charlie Kirk. And they're saying, listen, we need to be careful of the words that we use, right? We need to be united in whatever way. It says precisely in a historical period marked by division and conflict, humanity, despite its diverse peoples, cultures, and opinions, is called to discover what unites us. So we need not to have opinions nowadays. Your personal opinion doesn't matter.
Yes.
You need to be united around a particular theme.
Right.
Not yours, but theirs.
The powers that.
Yes.
And that is why, Ron, when we started the program, we are saying that we are seeing where the trajectory of where this is heading.
Yeah.
That very soon, very shortly, this is now going to culminate in the laws that will now govern your access to and interaction on the social media, Internet of Things. And the requirement for you now to sign on using a digital ID, effectively shutting out those who will not want to participate in this digital system, which we see as everybody is saying it and their grandmother, that this is the mark of the beast system.
Yeah, pause a little.
Yes,
Don't forget what you're saying.
Go ahead.
We need to close up here. So let me add this part before you give your final. So Pope Francis at that same meeting, right? This was shared. Pope Francis, Ruffini recalled, had said that communication must be disarmed from all prejudice, resentment, aggression, fanaticism. So you saying all of the things you were saying, as in those black men who played earlier, it's fanaticism and hatred, freed from the drug of deception or deceptive simplifications, and from the paradigm of dominion, possession, and manipulation. The current Pope Leo XIV is saying that in order for us to establish a possibility of a peaceful world, then we need to be careful of the words that we use. We need to disarm our words so we can disarm the world. Don't say anything.
So you need a passive. You need a passive. When you talk about freedom of expression, maybe the younger generation would not have had the opportunity to experience the whole idea of freedom of expression, freedom to assembly, all of these things. And so you're able now to control them because they would not have had the history.
Yeah.
It's just like us who, we don't understand where we are coming from. The past was taken from us. And so we accept the type of subjugation without any protest because we don't understand where we are coming from. So the freedom of speech, freedom of expression, all of these things have been taken away from us.
Yes.
It's only those, and maybe that is why the depopulation agenda is so rife at this moment for the older folks. But I want to play something, Ron.
Yeah.
That shows that what the Pope and what the meeting that you just spoke about at the Vatican, and their ability to disarm those who would want to speak out is not just something that is being planned, but it is being executed as we speak. There are casualties of speaking out about the event that took place with Charlie Kirk. There are actually casualties already. Let's hear this.
Is suspending Jimmy Kimmel indefinitely. News: ABC is suspending Jimmy Kimmel indefinitely from his late night show over comments that he made about Charlie Kirk. Why do they do this? Because Nexstar, one of the local television station groups, was threatening to remove Kimmel's show from their stations as a result of those comments. Now, let me explain to y'all, and not only that, the FCC breaking news: ABC is suspending Jimmy Kimmel indefinitely from his late night show over comments that he made about Charlie Kirk. Why do they do this? Because Nexstar, one of the local television station groups, was threatening to remove Kimmel's show from their stations as a result of those comments. Now, let me explain to y'all, and not only that, the FCC chairman, Brendan Card, who is a Donald Trump sycophant, went on the show of right-winger Benny Johnson. You know, the dude, I think Benny got money from the Russians, I believe. He went on their show, and called on Disney to suspend him, or he was going to pull the licenses of ABC. Now, let me explain to people.
All right, so you once upon a time you were free to express yourself,
especially in US. Don't say anything.
Yeah, man. You're free to express yourself. I mean, so persons are now saying that listen, so this is one of the shows that have been pulled because he made comments. And then JD Vance went on the thing and said that listen, and they're going to search the internet for any comment that is made against Charlie Kirk, and they are going to ensure that the companies that you're employed to dismiss you, so you're going to be fired, and all sort of thing is going to be taking place.
Suspending the station.
No, they're not suspended. Them take out the show. The show is suspended indefinitely. What that mean? Indefinitely?
Until we say.
No, man. Indefinitely. Indefinitely means say, come back. No come back. We come back. It's just a nice way of saying that you're cancelled. Yeah. So it's not. I mean, look at it. The Vatican had their meeting on the 13th. And notice that this is media, They met with the media on the 13th.
The media,
right,
worldwide,
and so and so by yesterday, they are saying that this person who it was a late show, you know,
Yeah.
late show, he made a comment, and then the media now, the FCC, the people who were govern the licensing for media houses,
Yeah.
all of them step in and say, "Yo, brother, the Pope give you a marching order." So when 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 we tell you that the box stops at the Antichrist system, the
Yeah.
Vatican,
Yeah. Yeah.
all of this is just part of the whole thing. So we need to understand where we are, the era that we are in, and then think about it. Freedom of speech has now been curtailed globally.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
next thing is that your freedom to move is going to be curtailed globally. And this is why the 15-minute cities are being created as we speak.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah? Freedom of speech, freedom of movement, freedom of worship. Because once you merge with the technology, then you will have no desire to worship the Creator God. You cannot worship the Creator God.
Well, Rufini says the challenge is to resist the corrosion and corruption of communication in order to build a new humanism. So that's the end goal.
A new
A
humanism,
new humanism.
the global world order.
Yeah, that was shared at this
So the
meeting.
question is asked: is the Pope still alive today? And is he still
The papers is still
active?
alive and active.
So we are seeing that
It never
we
died.
have definite result of these influences
Never died.
over the systems.
The final words and we pray and get out of here.
Um,
If those weren't the final words.
yeah. Just to say, to bring to context, like we said earlier, the reason why we are looking at this is not because Charlie Kirk is any influencer as it relates to us.
Yes. Yes.
It is because of the turning point that this what just happened is going to cause, the ripple effect that is going to cause globally
Yeah.
as it relates to our freedoms, and as it relates to the social media and the Internet of Things.
Mm-hmm.
It means that we would have moved another step closer to the implementation of the totalitarian system
Yeah. Yeah.
that is the hallmark of the Antichrist, mark of the beast system. It means that we don't have much time. We
No,
don't
it's true.
have
It's
much
true.
time
It's true.
to make our call in an election sure. And it means that the only true religion that will afford us the privilege of maintaining our sanity
Yes.
is actually the Christian religion as it comes from our Creator God.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have to be cognizant of the fact that you have the other Christianity that is used to subjugate and to curtail our freedoms.
Mm-hmm.
We need to look closely as to the practices that we have and to see whether or not we are in either of those. Um, we are here this morning to tell you that it's time for you to come over to the side of the Creator God, because indeed it provides true freedom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, you know, let us pray. Loving Father, we are thankful that you would have allowed us the privilege once again, and it's a privilege to be able to speak freely.
Amen.
We pray, Lord, that you will help us, that the light that you have shown this morning will illuminate our thoughts and our minds, that we should be closer drawn to you and not to be subjugated by human invention and human ideologies. But help us to have and desire a true relationship with you, our Creator. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. All right. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for spending your time with us. Thanks for the comments that you shared. All that you did making this program the success it was. Uh, until Sunday. We'll
Yeah.
see you on Sunday at 4 o'clock.
That's four
It's
to
4 to
six.
6,
Okay.
yes, 4 to 6 for
Nature's
Nature's Way.
way.
Yes, with Debbie
and sometimes
and
Nevert.
sometimes Nevert.
But Nevert is always the producer, so
Okay,
it's
it's
Debbie and
Debbie
Nevert.
and Nevert.
Yes, yes, yes.